Finally found it. Here it is, the 2024 LEGO Clone Trooper and Battle Droid Battle Pack. Talk about a highly anticipated LEGO Star Wars set. So after going to 5 different stores, I finally found this set. It wasn't easy. Target was the winner. I had to go to actually 3 different Target stores, one of which had the Battle Pack, but it was buried in the back and they couldn't get to it for a couple more days. So that was unfortunate. So I had to go to another Target and I found it there. Now this set will be going on sale in just a few days, and maybe when you're watching this video, it's already on sale. It's a $30 set. Set number is 75372. Now I'm not making a review today. We're doing something far more interesting than a review, which is what can you do with this set? We all know this is the ultimate Clone Trooper and Battle Droid now Battle Pack to Army build with. So many of you out there probably have ambitions to buy many of these sets. At minimum 5 that I have here today, maybe 10, maybe 20, heck, maybe even 50. But the point of this video is once you start Army building with the set, what other things can you build with what the set offers when you start to have multiples of them? So we're going to answer that question today. I plan on making 3 different builds utilizing 5 of these battle packs, showing the possibilities of what's capable when you start to buy multiple. Now, I also want to say my personal recommendation for getting your hands on this set is buying online. Going to stores was not a fun nor easy task. I probably spent like $15 driving around for like 2 hours around my city just to get these 5 sets alone. And given the high demand there is for this set, yeah, online's going to be your best bet. So I'll leave links to Amazon and Lego.com down in the description. Just make sure you're buying them early on the first day of the release, which again, January 1st, 2024. And you know, as long as you're on time with that, you should be able to get your hands on these no problem. And once the hype for this set dies down in a few months, once they're readily available, probably by the time May 4th comes around in the spring, these sets should be like $24. That's roughly 20% off. That's when I really recommend Army building. You know, I know the hype's high for this set. You know, buy 2, 3, maybe 5 come January 1st. But if you really want to Army build, save the cash, wait a little bit longer, and get them for like 24 bucks. That is going to be the sweet spot for this battle pack. But let's build this thing. I'm so excited to finally get my hands on it. I'm so excited to build this. All right, so I've got the battle pack built and it's just as good as I expected. This is an awesome Army builder set. Now, personally, I only like the tri-droid here and the staff. The clone vehicles, both the speeder and the turret, they're pretty lackluster in my opinion. I think we all can agree these are probably the lamest clone builds we've had in a long time. And so really there's a lot of potential of better building here. So once we combine a few more battle packs, I think we can up the quality and just the overall aesthetics of this battle pack. So I've got 3 different ideas in mind with different quantities of battle packs. The first idea is utilizing 2 battle packs where if we make maybe an ATRT with 2 staps, maybe another better clone speeder, we'll see what's possible there. So let's see what 2 battle packs worth of parts. Obviously we're going to keep the figures the same, but let's see what 2 of them combined building something more interesting would look like. You know, now might be the time that I mentioned that I'm also giving away 2 of these battle packs, 2 of the 332nd Clone Trooper battle pack, and this Dagobah diorama, all on my next Whatnot stream. So I do want to thank Whatnot for sponsoring this video. Always awesome to be working with them, and I love utilizing the platform. I always have a great time with you guys during the live streams, and for those of you unfamiliar with Whatnot, it is basically the eBay equivalent of live stream selling or auctioning off items, or buy it now, just like eBay. So basically, I host a live stream and something that you can join with the link down in the description, where during a certain period of time, which in this case will be January 5th, this upcoming Friday at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I'll be hosting my own personal stream where you guys can come into the stream, no strings attached, and win any of these LEGO Star Wars sets, including these brand new 2024 battle packs. Not only that, but I'll be auctioning off my own LEGO Star Wars items, some other LEGO figures, and it's just stuff I have around that I need to get rid of. So if you want to get some of my own personal items, definitely come to the stream, or if you just want to come for the giveaways, that's cool too. So down in the description below, you'll find a link to join up on Whatnot, and when you use my personal link, you'll get a $15 credit that you can use during my stream. So basically, you can get $15 of free items. All you have to do is pay shipping. So pretty good deal, and it's definitely something I highly recommend. Like always, I love working with Whatnot, and I do want to thank them again for sponsoring this video. Links down in the description to bookmark the stream, and I'll see you guys January 5th. You know, I should also probably mention that I do have a cold right now, so if I sound a little off, that's why. But the first build that I have here is indeed an ATRT, and it's actually just about minifigure scale. Maybe it's slightly off in a couple different ways, but you know, given that we just used 2 battle packs here to make this little ATRT, I'm really happy with the final results here. It functions exactly like you would expect it to. I personally like it a lot more than the 501st Clone Troopers ATRT. That one is way out of scale. Sure, you know, it does the job. It looks like an ATRT, but in my opinion, this one looks pretty good, you know? Let me know down in the comments below. Do you agree, disagree? What do you think of this ATRT design? I gotta say, it turned out way better than I thought, and I actually ended up spending a lot more time designing this. Just about 4 hours just for this tiny little ATRT. With the limitation of just 2 of these battle packs, trying to come up with this type of design was a challenge, and it proved to be very difficult. I had to come up with all kinds of different ideas. The feet came together very quickly, but what really ended up taking a lot of time was the top portion, specifically that front shield above the turret. Getting that angle, that just slight angle that the ATRT is known for, was extremely difficult, but believe it or not, it was the regular Clone Trooper blaster that came in clutch, and I was able to get that little bit of an angle with a pretty simplistic design that includes the turret as well, and just puts it all together. That was truly the breakthrough moment, or the aha moment, if you will, with this design, and hopefully you guys like it. And then in terms of if you want to make this yourself, I'll put a breakdown here on the screen. It's a relatively simple design. Once you have this set, or 2 of them in this case, you should be able to relatively reverse engineer what I've done here. So I don't think a full build tutorial is necessary. Hopefully you can pause the video and take a look at that. So after I built this ATRT, I still had quite a few pieces left over, and I figured, you know what, let's just recreate the 501st Clone Troopers Battle Pack, and let's make a Clone Trooper speeder. And this is what I came up with. Honestly, not the best design, but it looks like a BARC speeder. You know, it has the relative, you know, shape of it. I think I could have done some things a little bit differently. Obviously, the proportions aren't all there, but the biggest thing I was trying to achieve with this design was just simply make a BARC speeder that, you know, if you look at it, it should look like a BARC speeder, and I think I got there, but again, very limited part selection. If I had all the parts that I used for the ATRT and solely built a BARC speeder with that, then I probably could have done a little bit better job than what we have here. But I still think it looks good, you know, alongside with the ATRT, these 2 builds look really nice. So again, all you need is 2 of these, you know, Clone Trooper Battle Droid battle packs, and you can make these builds. And just like the ATRT, I'll put a little breakdown on the screen right now of the BARC speeder. If you do like it enough that you want to build it, you know, personally, I think my ATRT is a better build than the BARC speeder here. But it is really cool to me that you can take these 2 sets and actually make something pretty sweet out of it. Again, I really like the way these builds look. They're not perfect, and you know, obviously you could color swap some of this stuff to be fully light bluish gray, or maybe you can throw in some different colors if you want to do different legions. That is up to you. Obviously the dark blue on the BARC speeder doesn't exactly look super Republic. Obviously it's like a mishmash of Republic colors and Separatist colors, but still, it works. You know, the point of this was to just use the limited part selection from 2 sets, and I think I did just that. So with these first 2 builds out of the way, I want to move on to utilizing 5 Clone Trooper and Battle Droid battle packs to build a larger tri-droid. Now, why would I want to do that when we already have a pretty decent build of tri-droid that comes in just 1 of the set? Well, if we take a look at this image that I found off Google, as you can see here, the tri-droid is supposed to be so much larger. In fact, it's much bigger than an ATTE. So I'm actually going to use the 2021 ATTE set to utilize that as a baseline to match up with this image and build a larger tri-droid that's bigger than the ATTE. I don't know how possible this is. Again, I'm going to be utilizing parts from all 5 of these sets, so hopefully it's possible. We'll see. What I'm really worried about is the head. I don't know how I'm going to build that, given that the only dome pieces that we have within these 5 sets are these small ones for the, you know, in scale, or the small tri-droid that actually comes with the set. But with all that said, I'm going to try my best, and let's see what I come up with. So while the tri-droid didn't turn out exactly what I had hoped for, I mean, I knew we were going to have limited parts, but yeah, this thing's rough. But at least this thing did accomplish what I wanted to do, which is make a tri-droid scaled to this 2021 ATTE, and I did that. at some pretty big compromises, of course, but it's cool. Now, also, those of you wondering, yes, I can remove this little stand here, and the tri-droid can kind of hold its own under its own weight, but it's not hard for it to do that. But you know, if you use this little clear stand, which this is what comes with the battle packs, these are it's what the STAPs use, I guess, to hold up those little speeders. If you use that, then, you know, it holds itself, which is cool. Yeah, I don't recommend any of you to build this. I also have a ton of extra pieces. I did not need, you know, 5 battle packs worth of pieces to really make this, but I did at the same time because I did need certain pieces in higher quantities. You know, like I said, there is some wild techniques being utilized here. It is cool that you can, you know, turn this around. So there's definitely a lot of potential when you start to buy multiples of these Clone Trooper Battle Droid battle packs. There is so many other possibilities, especially when you start maybe getting up to 10 to 20 battle packs. Then you have even more pieces that you can work with. I've done that before in previous videos. I've done like 25 battle pack challenges of making different mocks. Like one time I took all the Mandalorian battle packs and built a Razor Crest. Shout out to those of you who know exactly what I'm talking about, but that video came out, oh my God, that was over 4 years ago now. So I think we can safely conclude that there's definitely a lot of great alternative build possibilities when you start to accumulate more of these battle packs. The pieces that are included in this are actually very useful to build ATRTs, to build a BARC speeder, and to make this thing. But there's still so many more possibilities. I'm sure other fans are going to come up with some great designs. Also, I have to say, you don't really need to buy a ton of these battle packs to make a nice little army. I mean, look at all these figures. This is just 5 sets, and this almost fills up an entire base plate worth of figures, which is so awesome and really shows that this is one of the best battle packs we have ever gotten. I love the fact that we're getting 5 battle droids and 4 clone troopers in this set. You know, I didn't really talk too much about it at the beginning, but this is, in my opinion, my dream battle pack, combining that 2007 wave of battle packs, you know, the droid and clone trooper, into one today. And then on top of that, we're getting phase 2 regular clones finally after a decade. The last time we got it was that Microfighters turbo tank set all the way back in 2014, and it has been way too long. It's been overdue, and it's finally here. I've been complaining about that for many years now in my battle pack reviews, but we finally have it. Well, thank you guys so much for watching. Let me know what you guys think of this video down in the comments below. Are you going to build any of this stuff? Please don't build this, but are you going to build the ATRT or the BARC speeder? Are they good enough builds? Let me know down in the comments below. Make sure you subscribe for even more cool alternative build content, and I'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.